on Gamespot TV. We go to the seaside for a chat with our new amphibious friend, Seaman.
Are you fooling around on the side?
And we travel into the deep blue sea in our review of the new Dreamcast title, Echo the Dolphin. Plus, we go to the races and get wacky with Mudley. Stick around. It's game time. Welcome to Gamespot TV. I'm Adam Sessler.
I'm Kate Patello.
And we're here at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk enjoying the dog days of summer.
And we thought it would be appropriate, since we are by the sea, to go under the sea and spend a little time up close and personal with our new virtual pet, Seaman.
Welcome to the strange and aquatic world of Seaman. Seaman is Sega's latest game for the Dreamcast. However, game may be the wrong word to describe it.
It's not a game, but it's rather an experience, I think. We designed this game for people who don't play computer games.
It's a huge hit in Japan.
Strangely hypnotic.
And the American version has already taken off, drawing tons of attention. The game begins as you're presented with three things: an aquarium, a shell, and an egg. You use the controller to improve the temperature and air quality in the tank, and then you wait. Eventually, between 6 and 8 gillmen are born. For the next few hours, the critters continue to grow, exhibiting speech patterns that sound like human baby talk. Once they start uttering familiar syllables,
hello,
you use the A button to activate the included microphone and talk to them. Eventually, Seaman will develop enough power of speech to ask you all sorts of personal questions.
Do you like men? Do you have a boyfriend? Here's what I want to know. Are you fooling around on the side?
As you answer the questions, you begin to see that Seaman is remembering what you said and drawing his own conclusions.
Wait a minute. Your mother and your sweetie were born in the same month? Maybe deep down they're more alike than you realize, eh?
When I was raising a fish, I imagined they would talk to me not in that way, like, "Hi you, how are you? I'm fine," but they would say, "Hey, what you looking at?"
I'm mad at you right now, so go away.
Seaman definitely has his moments.
I'm gross? Have you looked in the mirror lately? Leave me alone. At least I'm not covered with hair, Sasquatch.
The bulk of the game takes place with the Seaman in fish form. If you remember to feed and talk to him every day, he'll evolve into a frog-like creature.
You have to take care of them every day, like 10 minutes or something, very short time. And also you have to talk to them, like the way you do talk to your baby, or otherwise they don't learn how to speak, you know. So it's an experience like being a mother.
As the creature evolves, his questions and dialogue gets much more complex and potentially controversial. He'll want to talk politics.
Who has your support for president this year? All of your politicians are basically the same anyway. What's the difference between rich middle-aged white man A and rich middle-aged white man B?
He'll pose religious questions.
Do you believe in a god or gods or some sort of supreme being? Do you think religion makes the world a better place or a worse place?
He even has an opinion about the current state of gaming.
What about violence in video games? That's turning into a bigger and bigger political issue every time some poor, disturbed kid decides to take his aggressions out on his schoolmates instead of video game characters.
If you really want to rile him up, just say the word PlayStation.
Let us never utter that name again.
The game takes another interesting turn as Seaman gives you personal advice and offers opinions.
It's important for a person to know the consequences of their actions, or they'll just keep repeating them.
Whether you choose to take the advice of a wise but slimy virtual guru living inside your Dreamcast is up to you.
I'm a super freak. Danny Terrio, eat your heart out.
Seaman definitely pushes the boundaries of current speech recognition and video game technology, but even more significantly, he further blurs the line between reality and virtual life.
And that's all I have to say on the subject.
If you'd like to see our spotlight on Sega's Seaman again, it's all on the website and streaming video.
And make a point to see the full interview with Seaman's creator, Youth Psycho.
And our own Letitia has been carefully nurturing a Seaman of her own. Check out her diary on the website as well.
Coming up on Gamespot TV, we visit the ravishing undersea world of F.A.K.K the Dolphin and step into the fantasy that is heavy metal back to.
Welcome back to Gamespot TV at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk.
Now, continuing on with our watery theme, our next game is taking advantage of improved graphics to better realize its watery world.
F.A.K.K the Dolphin, defender of the future.
F.A.K.K the Dolphin casts you as a playful, carefree dolphin with a smattering of stars across the nose. F.A.K.K isn't an ordinary aquatic mammal, though. He lives in a world where dolphins are protectors of the earth, spreading goodwill to other forms of life. An alien force known only as the Foe threatens the harmonic order of living things. It falls to F.A.K.K and his comrades to fight that menace. F.A.K.K fights with beauty. He can swim forward slowly or dart around. He uses his innate sonar abilities to communicate with friends and sing the songs of the sea. Leaping from the water into the bright sunshine allows him to draw air, and in the process, he can do some impressive aerial tricks. Special Guardian-granted powers enhance F.A.K.K's attributes, such as his speed, sonar, and ability to hold his breath. F.A.K.K will encounter opposition on his quest, including sea creatures and a disagreeable terrain. F.A.K.K isn't a fighting game. You'll usually need to find creative, non-violent solutions to these problems. Interaction with the environment is a key part of gameplay. And what an environment it is! F.A.K.K is one of the most beautiful games ever. The underwater environs and life depicted are so realistic they could almost come from Jacques Cousteau. Countless delicate touches make F.A.K.K an undersea delight unmatched in gaming. Sea turtles swim along in a group. F.A.K.K leaps from the surface of the water to do a backflip, and you say, "Ah." visuals and music, Echo is so relaxing it's almost meditative. However, if you're not in the mood for zen, Echo may try your patience. The game unfolds at a leisurely pace, and objectives aren't always laid out as clear marching orders. The game drops a few frames here and there, but doesn't render it unplayable. Echo the Dolphin is not a game of the hardcore variety. It's a title that encourages you to relax and enjoy, with enough depth and interest for the wandering attention span. Gamespot.com gives Echo the Dolphin Defender of the Future an 8.2 out of 10.
Then moving on from an eco-friendly aquatic mammal game to something a little more hardcore. This next game is based upon the film Heavy Metal 2000. Now, it's definitely better than the movie, but let's see how good it really is. When playing Heavy Metal F.A.K.K, it becomes immediately clear that the game looks stunning. The developers used the Quake 3 engine and have used it to render some fabulous outdoor areas and creatures. The rest of the game is more uneven. Taking place 30 years after the film, you play Julie, who is now living on the planet Eden. At the beginning of the game, you find yourself having to defend the planet from unknown attackers. This is the best part of the game, as it's very story-driven, and the nature of the tasks and combat stay good and varied. Things change after you are sent to a swamp to retrieve a mystical artifact. The game begins to bog itself down with platforming that tends to make the game very tedious. The third part of the game improves with more inventive level design and puzzles that are more diverse. Unfortunately, story elements that drove the earlier part of the game have all but disappeared. The weapons in Heavy Metal F.A.K.K are impressive, with a mixture of ranged and melee types, and it's possible to hold one in either hand, which helps change up combat enough to keep it from being repetitive. But odd collision detection makes hitting foes more a matter of luck than skill. But the true drawback to F.A.K.K is that the game is terribly short. Its tie-in with the film could lead to much speculation as to why this is the case, but assuming you don't encounter the technical bugs in the game, you can finish it in 10 hours. Heavy Metal F.A.K.K exhibits some incredible design talent, yet it's a decent game that should have been incredible. Gamespot gives it a 6.7 out of 10.
Well, that ends the heavy metal portion of our show. And now, as if ninjas weren't sneaky enough, here's a cheat code for 1022.
I will lead the assault on the enemy vessel myself. Prepare my ship.
Pagoda, I'm going to board the enemy ship.
With 1022's 25-plus missions, you definitely have your hands full. Here are a few very helpful cheats. To restore health, pause the game. Hold square, then press left, right, up, down. To get all ninja items, go to the item selection screen. Press square, 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 circle, square, circle, circle, left, up, down, right, R2, R2. To get any level you want, go to the level selection screen. Hold select, square, and circle, then press right, 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 up, left, down, R2. Coming up on Gamespot TV, we get wacky at the races with Dick Dastardly and Muttley. And we have the fantastic new RPG from Square, Chrono Cross.
Gamespot TV here at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk.
Now, our next title is based on a cartoon show I used to watch when I was a little kid on Saturday afternoons in between Super Chicken and George of the Jungle.
Good memory. Well, the show involved various characters from the stable of Hanna-Barbera talent, but the game is called Wacky Races.
Infogram's Wacky Races is based on Hanna-Barbera's cartoon characters and follows the adventures of Dick Dastardly and Muttley. 4 racing modes are offered: Track Challenge, Wacky Cup, Golden Muttley Cup, and Battle Arena. Side quests are also an option. At the start, 8 characters are available. Among them are Penelope Pitstop, Sergeant Blast, and Private Meeks, and the Slag Brothers.
Don't forget to assign aggressive abilities.
Once you've chosen a character, you can pick 3 power-ups to aid you in harassing your opponents. The game's AI acts like a punk. Sometimes you'll finish light years ahead, never colliding with an enemy attack. Other times, CPU opponents will slam you into lakes, launch impossible amounts of power-ups, and spring from behind out of nowhere. Visually, it is true to the cartoon. There are moments of slowdown, but the game remains fast and furious.
2, 1, go!
In terms of sound, it uses light background music and realistic engine effects. Racers also spit out remarks during a race, making it feel like you're in the middle of a Saturday morning cartoon brawl. Wacky Races have perfect control, fun gameplay, amazing visuals, and sweet sound. Although the CPU might give you a brain tumor, a party game like this screams out to be played with 2 players, where you can be racing like a wacko in no time. Gamespot gives it a 7.8 out of 10.
You know, I always wanted to beat Penelope Pitstop, so here's my chance. Now, we all know that Square has an excellent reputation for their RPGs, but even with this next one, they're going to be hard-pressed to beat it. Chrono Cross.
Ever since Squaresoft's Chrono Trigger established the yardstick by which all console RPGs were judged, gamers have been clamoring for a sequel. And now, 5 years later, Chrono Cross has been released. It's a title that lives up to the Chrono legacy and proves that great RPGs don't need to have multi-million-dollar budgets behind them. In the game, you play Surge, a young man who finds himself thrown into a parallel reality. In his quest to return to his home world, he teams up with Kid, a rowdy adventurer that seeks the Frozen Flame, an artifact that can reshape time and space. On his journeys, Surge accrues both allies and foes, and discovers his own heritage, purpose, and ultimate destiny. In the game, there are over 40 characters that can join your party, and while this could be seen as a form of overkill, you'll find yourself driven to enlist every one of them. They're all unique, each having something to contribute to the adventure. Chrono Cross is the most battle-friendly RPG ever. The battle system falls along the lines of your classic RPG setup, with some slight changes. Instead of an active time bar, turns are determined by stamina points and usage by the types of attacks you choose, whether it be weak, medium, or strong attacks. The game's magic system is well done. It's based on elements and 6 color-defined affinities that, when managed correctly, make for encounters that are quick and to the point. Chrono Cross is visually stunning. The environments have a very organic feel, with vibrant color creative designs. The sound and music complements the graphics perfectly. Sound effects always match the situation, and the soundtrack is a masterpiece, thanks to Yasunori Mitsuda, music composer of Chrono Trigger. Because of its wide range of characters, user-friendly gameplay, and stellar presentation, Gamespot.com gives Chrono Cross a phenomenal 10 out of 10. Coming up on Gamespot TV, there's trouble ahead. We have a preview of Danger Girl. And we let you know how to get extra characters in Gunbird 2.
Gamespot TV at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk. Now, most of you know that a lot of titles are based on comic books.
Well, don't all they're based on your big players. You got your X-Men, your Superman, and your Batman.
Well, our next one is based on a more offbeat comic book, Danger Girl.
Move over, Lara Croft. You've got some competition. The Danger Girls are coming to the PlayStation. Hubba hubba. For the uninitiated, the comic series stars a voluptuous group of females who specialize in international crisis management and other James Bond-type stuff. Each member of the Danger Girls team has a certain look and reputation. Abby Chase, the blonde bombshell, and leader of the team. Natalia, the former Russian agent turned freelance intelligence operative. Australian Sydney Savage, master of stealth and sharpshooting. And Silicon Valerie, the nerdy but cute hacker. Viewed from the third person, the game's levels take place in a 3D environment with a variety of missions to be accomplished. Some gameplay situations will be tailored to involve the special skills of each character. For example, Sydney will encounter circumstances that demand a high degree of secrecy and stealth. N-Space is being very mindful of the Danger Girl canon and is working hard to integrate plenty of elements from the series into the game. The designers hope to include some specific ties to various parts of the comic book to give fans something to relate to and to solidify the Danger Girl video game as part of the comic book's universe.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're our gaming intro of the week.
Where do you think you're going, Flintstone?
Well, I'm leaving for the day, Mr. Slate.
You'll do nothing of the kind. If your trench isn't dug by morning, you can leave permanently.
Yes, Mr. Slate. Right away, Mr. Slate. Oh, the blankest son of what a corner stink. Quite a dicker.
Hiya, Fred. I got the kids so Rum and Betty could go shopping. It's time for us to bowl. What are you doing? Let's go.
I can't, Bon. Mr. Slate wants this trench dug by morning, or else I'm fired.
Gee, that'd make the third time this week, and it's only Tuesday.
Oh, hardy har har. Say, whose side are you on?
Well, how are you going to practice in time for the big bowling tournament? The game's getting kind of rusty.
Yeah, I know, Bon. I wish there was a way to get this trench dug and practice bowling at the same time.
Ooh, you wish, Master?
Gazoo!
The great Gazoo. At your service.
Now, wait a minute, Gazoo. Don't do anything that's going to get Mr. Slate sore at me.
Oh, relax, dum-dum. I'm only here to help.
Well, what's going on?
Gazoo, aren't the bowling pins supposed to be grouped together?
Oh, what sport is there in that? Scattering them about the lane is far more challenging, don't you think?
Okay. But I don't see how our bowling balls can move around to hit them all.
Oh, dum-dum. I can fix that, too. Voila! Bowling shells. It's rather like warp setting on my home planet Zetox. They're powered by hydroflux of graviton inductionary levitronic crystals sensitive to shifting fulcrum displacement. Understand?
Huh?
I think he means to jump in and go, Bon.
Oh.
Hey, if this works, I'll be inventing a whole new kind of bowling. I could make a fortune. Come on, let's try it out, Bon.
Well, it's about time.
Bowling on a Saturday night. Nothing else to build such character. And speaking of character, here's a way to get 2 new ones in Gumbird 2.
Gumbird 2 is a frantic